Hello everybody. Now we're on to the second video about building self-confidence, but we're still building the groundwork because there's a lot of preparation work to be done before you can build your new building. So as I said in the last video, one of the first tools for realizing that you want to reformat your disk or reformat the software in your own mind so that you can build a whole new you, if you like, has to do with self-observation. We need to become the observers of our thoughts and our actions. And just like, if you like, a director of a film, we are to begin to say, do I like this behavior that I am showing, or would I like to change it? And if I want to change it, how do I want the outcome to be? It's a very important question. Now, another friend of mine who is an author of a best-selling book called Journolution, her name is Sandy Gresson, she says that it is very useful to keep a journal, keep a journal every day. And I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. We need to keep a journal every day, whether it's a video journal or a written journal. If you're working with yourself and working on changing yourself, you have to get down to the nuts and bolts of things. You have to get down and say, what are we dealing with? What is the strange animal we're dealing with? And sit down and start, just like a scientist, looking at yourself from the outside. I find using video is very useful because it's an opportunity to see yourself from the outside. In fact, I teach, public speaking classes, and you see that most people are shocked when they see themselves in video. They can't believe it's them. It's almost like another person. So who is leading your life? Is it you or is it this other person? So putting the groundwork, or even before the groundwork, the first layer is to begin to become the observer of our own thoughts, our own motives, our own, impulses. And where are these coming from? At the same time, you need to find ways of awakening yourself during the day, because journal writing is once, it's in the evening or in the morning, But what are you going to do throughout the day? You need a way to keep that vigilance, to keep that awareness. And some people use a rubber band. They put a rubber band on their wrist and they'll just pull it sometimes to snap them back into a state of awareness, right? Deeper awareness. Other people might use some sounds, like every time the phone rings, because the phone will tend to ring throughout the day. So they use that as a kickoff, as a catalyst to say, whenever the phone rings, I am going to take that opportunity to go back into myself, back into breathing, back into self-observance, and then lift the phone and answer. And lead that conversation from a place of self-awareness and self-observation. So we can't go to self-confidence unless we have first worked quite a bit with self-observance and self-awareness. Okay, so a method might also be having a partner call you and remind you, a partner or a life coach, because you can team up with someone, say, okay, I'm going to help you remember yourself during the day, and you can help me remember myself during the day, right? And remember, the word remember itself is a key. Remember, putting the members back together, because throughout the day, our members, if you like, they kind of, obviously they're physically still on our body, but parts of ourselves just drift off, and we forget who we are, we forget who we really are, and we forget what we want to be, and all of that. We lose touch with our deeper self. So you may have a friend remind you. And in fact, my belief is that the true purpose of marriage is for one partner to commit a whole lifetime to reminding the other partner, and vice versa, of each other's greatness, of each other's beauty, and of each other's true self, and to help people snap out of their role. So you can do this with a partner, with a friend, with a life coach, with a psychologist. Get someone to help you if you don't feel you can do it yourself. In the beginning you may use outer help, as I said, but in the end you have to work with your own thoughts, right? And work on changing, first observing and then changing your own thoughts so that they are empowering to you rather than disempowering. And this is a hard process because most people, they're walking around in a kind of robotic and sort of almost hypnotic state where they are on the old program, running that program non-stop, right? So you have to stop that program and say, ooh, you know, and you might come to a screeching halt. It's a difficult thing. You have to pull yourself back and start becoming the master of your own thoughts and your own destiny. And in Greece we have a very beautiful statue of a charioteer, a man who reins the chariot, the 4 horses of the chariot, you know. And it's a beautiful sculpture in Delphi. It's called the Charioteer, and he has a very serene countenance, a very serene expression, and it is a symbol, you know, for someone who is above those horses and not suppressing the horses, but simply guiding them. So all your thoughts are like wild horses, okay? And what you need to do is slowly tame them, slowly bring them towards you, okay? So that you are going to give them a specific direction. Specificity is everything. We need to start becoming specific about the result we want. Where am I going? Am I going in this direction or am I going in that direction? What result do I want? Do I want this result or do I want the other result? You have to think before you act, right? Think before we act, not just to be on automatic pilot like some robot, just reacting. So, continuing next time on these videos. We can't cover the subject, it is a huge subject, but a very interesting and exciting subject. And I'm sorry if I'm going a little slow for you, you want to get right to the techniques perhaps, but we have to do the groundwork, okay? Thank you for listening. Bye-bye for now.